Hello, Hannah. Soul Dr. Nick here. Today I want to talk about paradox. And I was just listening to a podcast with Aubrey Marcus and Richard Rudd on February 5th, 2025, and it's about paradox. And the paradox are speak to as well. But paradox has come up in my life so many times. Like, this word has come up. Even I think in the movie The Incredibles, which I love, the villain has paradox in his name. And it's such a curious thing, paradox. Like, these things don't make sense. It doesn't make sense together. And the paradox they're speaking to is, do we have free will or not? Like, is everything predetermined? And I'm going to dive in a little deep, which is why this is a longer video. If you're wanting to dive in with me, dive in. And if not, that's okay. And I look forward to distilling this more. And what I've realized as well is the paradox of being a complete expert and knowing nothing, because I have both. And I used to get paralyzed because I was like, until I know enough that someone can't criticize me, I don't want to put it out there. And now I'm like, put it out there. The ones that want to hear it, and this is the level they want to hear, great. There's always going to be deeper levels of paradox, and there's always shallower levels. It doesn't make them right or wrong. So paradox, free will versus everything's preordained. And if you take a look at time as not a linear thing, but rather all time, all at once, quantum, everything else. And then if you take a look at, because they're talking about Richard Rudd's Gene Keys astrology kind of stuff, human design, and it's based on where you're born, what time exactly. And Aubrey's like, well, you know, what about the doctor that fell asleep and that's why I was born later and all this stuff? And I love the response from Richard. It's like, oh my God, have you been to those states? And I have definitely been to those states that everything is in pure perfection, everything. And in those states, the funniest thing is that I want to scream and shout out to Aubrey and Elon and everyone else, take it easy, man, take a chill pill. We want your gifts, we want what you're doing, but you don't have to kill yourself to do it, because we're gonna get there. We're getting there already, so enjoy the ride. Anyways, back to this paradox. That there's actually not choice. There's not actually free will. It's the illusion of choice, because everything is already done. Part of it is just riding it out. And our minds are like, but that paradox doesn't make sense, because if there's no choice, should I just sit here and do nothing? Because why bother doing anything? Because I'm not having free will. And I think that's a false pain of this concept being there. I think it's coming from the mind and what we've been patterned in. And this is part of the trap that we've had that's gotten us to where we are right now, is that in the paradox of this, there is no choice and there is choice. The choice doesn't come from trying to force a choice, rather the power of saying, okay, I'm being with the moment, I'm being with the moment, I'm being beyond the materialism, I'm being beyond all this stuff, not trying to be beyond, not pretending I don't believe in it as well at the same time, but actually experiencing the perfection. And that perfection, realizing that everything that's coming through, even a thought, is just streamed anyway, so what wants to be streamed, and not me trying to control the stream, but having more fun with the stream. And it goes back now, as I am being with this, to Michael Singer. He's like, it's not about putting things in, it's not about closing the hand, it's just don't close. Don't close. And as we don't close ourselves off to the divine, even though right now part of the paradox is that we were meant to close ourselves off to the divine, the things that flow through can be completely unexpected, unbelievable. And then the paradox is, it may be unexpected, unbelievable to me right now, but future me already saw it coming. And it's like, oh my God, this is gonna be great. Right? So it's a bit of both. And what I love about the work that I'm doing is I often remind people, I'm working to help connect you with your future version of yourself. So everything I'm saying isn't the truth. Don't take it as this is the way the world works, this is how it has to go. Rather, how do I actually connect with that part of myself that has messages for me to guide me to where they are? And perhaps they want to guide me in a way that feels better. It's like, okay, I can find my way back to where my parents live, Prince Edward Island, all the way in the East Coast, 8-hour flight. And I can go there with any number of tools that we have. Or I can say, I'm just gonna wander aimlessly, and I know that at some point with enough randomness, I'll make it there. Wouldn't it be great to have a guide, GPS? Wouldn't it be great to have a tool, a car, a bike, an airplane, a supersonic jet? All of these are possibilities. How do we actually engage in the possibilities? Don't close. And what I love about, and I'm jumping around, isn't this fun? I've been reading David Hawkins' Power versus Force Map of Consciousness. As you shift where you are in the map of consciousness, new ways of being, thinking, knowing, seeing arise. And I think we've forgotten that. It's the same difference between putting glasses on versus realizing the world is a reality that I create, and there's things that I can do that would create the same thing as this. This is the shortcut. Am I willing to do the other things and learn? Because I've just wanted to connect with Kelly Brogan because she talked about that for her own eyesight. How do we notice what feels like it's now just the way things are? And it's been really good now that I'm 44 years old, be able to see that wasn't the way things were before. So why would I just assume that that is the way things are? And it's definitely not the way things are in the future. And I was thinking in my mind, I was like, the futures that I've been proposed are these clean lines, this technology, no randomness, total order. And the only bad parts of society are pure disorder, dirt, burning, fire. And I realized that's not the world I want to fully be in. There's a part of me that wants the safety, and there's a part of me that craves the comfort of it. Even in this home, you can see it's a new home. It's got all the clean white walls now. It's got the new kind of windows. It's even got central air, heat exchange pump, all that stuff. And how do we bring it more alive? And how do we bring it more alive in a way where it gets tended to that feels good? And that's part of me realizing I don't want to tend to it. I'm not that kind of gardener. I plant seeds into the consciousness. I plant seeds of ideas. The actual planting of seeds, I would love to learn some more in a really fun way. And I don't want to manage it because then it's diluting where I want to go. And that part I'm going to bring it back to, and I'm going to close this up, is having met Dr. John Demartini, his biggest thing I love is like, I love to research, I love to teach, I love to travel. Those are my 3 highest things. Everything else, you may think, I should have these values. I've got all these kids. I really should be doing more of that. I've got this money. I should be doing more of this. It's like, no, this is what I want to do. Outsource everything else. Driving, food, everything. Enjoy the crap out of it, but outsource it as well. So, paradox. The paradox of both being completely happy with the perfection of where I'm at, desiring something else, thinking I can change it, and now also realizing I can't change it. What can we do but laugh and have some fun? Ciao for now.